Yes, I am live early because some peeps get into my stream from the US side and it's like 1 in the morning for them or something crazy like that. So I thought I will, like, try a little something different. I will try and, stream in the morning. Because, it's 9 a.m. right now. Is it 9 a.m. right now? Okay, we're 1 minute away from 9 a.m. So 1 minute away from 9 a.m. And it will be like, let's see, Masonic, it's 6 p.m. for Masonic. That's good. It's going to be the evening, but not like, deep into the evening for a lot of the North American peeps. Yay, Tammy! Welcome to the stream. Ow. Yay! So that's kind of like the whole point. Oh my goodness, why is my avatar like just not being able to have his eyes properly open? Also, is my face stuck? Hang on. Come on, move. There we go. I need to like rethink maybe the position of my mic, because maybe like this. Cookie for Angrel! Here's your cookie, Angrel. I saw you were first into the stream, and I greatly appreciate it. Alright, so, happy Sunday to everyone. It might be Saturday for a lot of the North American peeps, but it's Sunday for me, so there is that. I have not had a real proper thought ever since I, went to bed last night on what the fuck I was going to be doing in today's stream. So I just put it on to, just chatting for a little bit. Until I, finally have, like, a consistent thought on what it is that I would do on days like these. Because I know I did, like, Saturday, Sunday streams before. I'm just trying to think, like, how I did... Oh, yeah, Sundays used to be, like a backlog sort of day where, like, I would normally have, like, multiple games playing or something or rather, or... Maybe I'm just playing the one game and I'm being like, all right, we're going to do it Monday, then we're doing it again Friday, and then we're doing it again Sunday, and then Saturday was the only one that was different because that one was the MMO. So yeah, hi Furry Cures. All right, so we got Masonic, we got Temme, we got Bone Mask Dog. So yeah, so we got a lot of cool peeps around. We got some of the good ones. We got some of the cool, fun peeps around. I'm half expecting Bone to like hit me with another of those squat redeems any moment. Maybe I should actually start stretching my legs. Hang on a second. I'm going to start stretching my legs. Alright, just give my little ankles a little bit of a stretch. And then get my knees sorted. Pushed forward, pull in. Pushed forward, pull in. Alright, I should be ready. Ah, there it is. Oh, but it's by Furry Cures.
21 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Bone! You've been slacking! It's Furry Cures that's doing the squat redeems now. You have been slacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, the tiredness is kicking into me already somehow. 9. 10. Why am I tired? Like, I'm chugging through iced coffees right now. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18, 19, and 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, Furry Cures. I greatly appreciate it. Why is my thingy-majiggy not scrolling anymore? Hang on. There. Now it's back to scrolling. The first 20 is always difficult. I'm always out of breath. Always out of breath. Oh, I know something I need to do, actually. Hang on a sec. I need to get a cactar model. Let's see. Sketch Fab. Call 3D. I love how there's like all these SLTs for the cactar, but I just want like a normal 3D thingy-madoog. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So, alright, so there's a lot of... What is Colts? Oh, that's for 3D printing is why. I also want freebies. Alright, so that one's on a... Can I get away with downloading this one? It's a cactar figurine, but it's on a pedestal. I'd rather not. Why does everyone assume I want like a 3D printable cactar? Also, it's kind of funny to see this particular cactar moving.
Furrycures 1221 paid me to say stinky stinky stinky. You're still cute, but mega stinky.
I
poke.
I object to that. I object to being called stinky. Why the fuck can't I download this thing? It's an SVX with 4,500. Why can't I download this thing? It says downloadable, but I do not believe you. Or is this one of those things where I have to like log in to use the thingy-madiggy? Maybe it is the thing where I need to log in to use the thingy-madiggy. Okay, cool. I do have a Sketchfab, which is nice. You didn't... I always object to being cute. It's incapable. I feel like I shouldn't have to repeat myself on that one at the very least. I feel like I need to object to that one. My goodness. Brain. You know what? I'm gonna have to open up another iced coffee. I need to wake up. How do people wake up so early? Also, hi, Renee. Yes, it is early. It is 9 a.m. for me. It should be like 6 p.m. for you or something like that now. I am trying my best to be a cool streamer for the North American site twitch.com. Or twitch.tv, sorry, not twitch.com. The cute thing is my zebra ass. It's not cute at all. Also, why are my eyes like half open? Like, God's sakes. Blah. There we go. Also, I'm also not like looking straight either, which is weird. Hang on. Sit up straight and... There we go. All right. Them pecs, the face, the bodacious body. Yes. Where am I from? I am actually from... So I'm living in Australia right now. I've been living here for about over half my life now, but I've moved around like quite a bit. So fun fact, like even though I was like born in Australia, my parents, who are American Canadian, they were not permanent residents here, and you can divide the world into two kinds of laws. I love how this is an actual phrase, but the two laws that, like, you know, can dictate your citizenship are based off one of two: the rule of blood and the rule of land. And they're very simple, easy rules. Rule of blood is that your citizenship is based off of your the bloodline of your parents. So Australia, UK, a lot of the Commonwealth countries, amazingly enough, are based off of rule of blood, where it doesn't matter if you were born in that country. What matters is, you know, your bloodline or what shit. Meanwhile, the second rule is the rule of land, which is they don't give a shit about your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents. They give a shit about where you are right at the moment of your birth, which in this case is what, you know, America goes by, and some other kinds of countries as well, where, you know, if you're born on the soil or whatever like that, on the land, then you're the nationality of that land. I was born in Australia, and they had to follow the rule of blood. And the rule of blood said that neither of my parents were Australian, so I couldn't be Australian. And that was okay, because then within a year, we were kicked out of Australia, and we just had to, like, live around in the Middle East before, you know, we finally settled back down in Australia again. You know, third time's a charm or something like that. Also, what's up, Bone? You say Grant with a capital G. You make me worried. People just, like, hitting me with the one word is like, Grant, my brother in Christ. Hugs? Oh, we can do hugs. Check this out. We can do hugs. If it'll work. Oh, wait. It's not hugs. Nugs. It's just hug. There we go. Hug. I have hugged 30 times in this channel. I have not done it very often. Yippee! So, yeah. So many, like... Oh, you know what I realized I could do? I need to, like, start with some notes. Badger, 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 badger. I know that says scarecrow dance, but that's just a fucking badger doing that dance. Like, have you guys seen that video? I need to, like... Oh, what's it? Let me find the video. Badger dance. Badger dance. Who did it? Weeble Stuffs. Weeble Stuff. So that's the one that did the badger dance, and it's literally like that emote that Bone is doing, where it's just like badger, 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 badger. For a moment, I thought it was after listening to your accent close. I thought you would have been closely related to Americans. Well, yeah, because like my mom is American, my dad is Canadian. Plus, it doesn't help that, like, you know, when you're autistic as fuck and you're surrounded by like all kinds of expats and immigrants in the Middle East, you're going to pick up on their accent, not the accent of, like, the most recent person you meet. Especially because, like, by the time I was a teenager, I'm pretty sure, I was, by the time I was a teenager, I finally was, like, back in Australia and communicating with people, but my accent had already stuck by that point. So, but the thing is, as well, is that it's an amalgamation right now. So, like, I'll go to the... Fix that. I'll go to the US or Canada, and they will pick up on a different accent. So if I'm in the US, they will go and, you know, think that I'm either Canadian or Australian even. And if I go to Canada, they think American or Australian. They don't pick up on their own nationality. No one really gives a shit about their own accent. They only give a shit when you're different. It's a very annoying sort of premise when people communicate with me and shit. It's just sort of like, you're not like us. There's something different about you, and that's the only reason why I'm looking to tolerate this. It's like, well, gee, thanks. Couldn't we, like, you know, just ignore that and just be like, oh, hey, a fellow American? No, we have to, like, guess the nationality while I'm ordering a pizza. Damn, I can't download this thing. How is there, like, not being an easy cactar? Do I just have to make my own cactar? Maybe that's what I need to do, is I just need to make my own cactar, and hopefully it'll be, like, you know, a really good one. Linuni. What the fuck is a Linuni? Never heard of that before. Linuni. Ridiculous. Alright, well, I'm not gonna be able to find a cactar. I'll put that on my to-do list, is make a cactar or something like that. So, but yeah, what the fuck am I gonna be doing today? Because, like, it's tempting to go through more Kingdom Hearts stuff, because there are some things I can do in Kingdom Hearts before I get into the finals, and plus it might give you guys, like, a little opportunity to see, like, oh, this is what it's like when I'm not pursuing the main quest line in stories like those. Is I'm just gonna be, you know, absolutely silent, and, you know, oh, Linuni is the Pokemon, oh, the one that does the badger dance, radio. Like, I could be, like, you could be observing me being, like, you know, really introverted, really quiet, as I'm just, like, blitzing through as much of the Kingdom Hearts stuff as I can. That's all the side content. Because as far as I know, lucky emblems, I need to collect items for making the Ultima Sword, including the Orichalcum Plus. And then, all the different battle arenas, because I'm pretty sure some of them are for, like, emblems and things that I need. Or not emblems, but materials, I should say. Because they would also give me materials for Save the Queen Plus and Save the King Plus, which I need. Meanwhile, there's an entire aioli plant in you. Why are you eating aioli plants? Like, did you burn your tongue or something, like, through a sunburn? And you're like, ah, I know exactly what I need to fix this. Aioli. No, wait, aloe, not aioli. Why did I read that as aioli? There is no additional L. There's only the one L. Fuck's sake. Ah! I'm gonna just take another sip of coffee. I gotta wake up. How's everyone's evening so far? Or morning or what have you. Also, is the fan... No, the fan is not running. I need to run my fan. My goodness, I am just... Oh, and the flan, yes. That's another thing in Kingdom Hearts 3 that I need to deal with, is all the flan. I'm gonna turn on my fan. You might hear a little whirling. There we go.
Bone Dog has added quote number 326. Meanwhile you have a whole aloe plant in you.
Aloe. 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 Alright, I'm just gonna do a quick scan of my system. I've actually been very fortunate enough where I've, like, I don't know how many of you guys noticed this, but I'm now able to... My Twitter is no longer shadow banned. I'm no longer getting suppressed on any retweets or any tweets in general. I'm not getting, like, my search suggestions or my search, like, you know, blocked and what have you. It's absolutely fantastic. And I feel like the only reason this happened is because after, like, almost a week of no communication and shit, or like, you know, a week of being blocked and all this nonsense, I finally made a tweet that I was like, ah, yes, I would like to thank, and then I added a fucking password manager, 1Password, for being there for me to change my passwords and enable 2FA. Fucking brilliant. Next thing I knew, I get a like from them and a few other peeps, and I think it was because of that they were like, yeah, fuck it. If a big company like
Quote
1Password is going to say fine to this tweet, then everyone else should be fine.
Wiener. Jesus.
Ah, you have to remind me about the wiener. Why must you remind me about the wiener? Why can't you just leave that alone? I could have picked better words, and those were not the words I should have chosen. I could be playing Magic the Gathering Arena if I wanted to. Also, is my hands working again? Yes, my hands are working again. There's just not a really wide range of motion. Like, let's see, if I go to here... Okay. Oh, nope, there we go. And what's more is it's not like... I guess they're estimating where it is. Can't change it now. Nope, can't change it at all because someone decided... Who the fuck quoted that one? Was it Bone again? Bone is responsible for so many of my quotes. Like, clips are not an easy thing to do on the Twitch platform, especially on mobile. Let's have a look. 314. Let's have a look. Yep, that's Uranea that did that one. Also, thank you, Louis Solo. I have no fucking clue how to pronounce your name. It looks like it's a mix of casserole or something. But yeah, you're right. It's Uranea Zach that did it. Oh yeah, it even says Uranea Zach in the like author thingy-majiggy. It literally says it by the quote. I don't pay attention to that shit, okay? Very rarely am I actually properly paying attention to this nonsense. But yeah, oh my goodness, there's like so many quotes. Lusausoli. Can I just call you Lou? Am I alright with just calling you Lou? Also, like, oh yeah, because I sat up and back down, so like the entire like face tracking is off. Hang on a second. Beep. There we go. Yay, I can just call you Lou. Excellent. I am going to right-click this name. Can I change this name? Yes, I can. All right. I'm going to put in parentheses Lou. That should work. Awesome. All right, welcome to the stream. It is the morning for me, so hence why, like, I'm, you know, half awake and such. Also, why don't my eyes want to, like, you know, stay open? Like, they just want to be half closed. Like, this is just me. You know, hang on. Why is the... Huh. Do I need to rethink, like, how my... Actually, hang on a sec. Maybe I do need to rethink. I'm going to move this way, and then I'm going to move you down. There we go. And then move you... That should be okay. Maybe I need... Definitely need to look into maybe a different camera. Something with, like, a wide angle. Beep. There we go. Top of the morning! Top of the morning to you, laddies! I probably did, like, a terrible job with that accent. Oh yeah, and what's more is that is the very Zach's quote is the first one in the Kingdom Hearts 3. Afterwards, it's a Lady Heartless. That was fun. I was half expecting him to get fucking blown. Oh my god, it's a giant ball. And the classic, those are weird looking sperms. Excellent. Just, you can always trust me on having some, you know, really weird, fucked up sort of quotes. Alright, hang on. Is my scan done of the thing? No, it isn't. But yeah, need to have a think about how I want to do these Sundays, because, like, do I want to go through Kingdom Hearts 3 without the drinking aspect to it? It's very tempting to do so, especially since I'm not gonna want to go through, like, the main quest line. I'm gonna make that like I'm gonna make that the next Friday night, right? Because I feel like I'm at the ending. Like, after going through, like, all those, like, you know, the final world or what have you, and now that, like, now we're, like, back open to where we were in the Keyblade Graveyard, I think we're, like, approaching the end, and it's just, like, you know, the point of no... We're at just before the point of no return, where we can, like, you know, go off and do some like side content to, like, you know, kind of pick back up any of the materials that I'm missing for crafting the Ultima Blade and the lucky emblems and all that kind of nonsense, because I feel like I'm close, and I just need to go through the battle arenas now. Like, I think that's all I need to do next. What do you guys think? Do we want to like do some Kingdom Hearts 3 without the day drinking? I should really like to preface this without day drinking, because that would be inappropriate, and I don't have the rum yet to do that. I still have to go through, like, this iced coffee. Actually, I'm gonna drink some more iced coffee. I think maybe. So yeah, because, like, what else is there to play? Like, I'm going through Destiny 2 right now, but I have no DLC of Destiny 2. So it's like, how much can I really do in Destiny 2 for the next, like, however long? And I don't have a plan for, like, 3D stuff yet. Like, if I had a plan of, like, oh, I want to go through, like, these steps or something or other, then yeah, maybe so. No Man's Sky, meanwhile, is like... Oh, maybe No Man's Sky, because, but I get distracted easily, because it's like, there isn't, like, an easy, like, you know, progression with No Man's Sky. You can easily, like, get caught up in doing something else. And I feel like trying to be like, oh, we're gonna run to the center of the universe is going to be, like, an actually, like, difficult thing to do. Hi there, Icy Paws. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I'm a little bit cel-shaded. But, no, this ain't cel-shaded. It's a normal shading. It's just a different kind of shading, because I've been on the whatsamahoozies, the Vinyan program now, which is slightly different. I haven't even yet done, like, a proper, like, update to the to the system, like, because one of the things that you can do in it, I can actually, like, click in, like, because it's using Sprout, I can, like, click into the settings and look at my the node graphs. Like, the health system has now been, like, redone. Let's have a look. So eat power is to the 5, and then it does the ragdoll thingy-madiggy, and then because of ragdoll, it does all that. Maybe I need to make it so that I just click on death equals, like, 1 or something, like, because I'm looking at, like, my executions and such. Then I got my bonk redeems, and then I got my avatar setup, but the avatar setup isn't working the way I want to. Camera 1. Why is it saying... Oh, it's giving it milliseconds to make it move to the camera position. 0. I like how there's, like, little, like, thingy-madiggies for telling me about that, but nah, like, there's a number of things that Vinyan does. Like, I can have... Like, I feel like a node graph is, like, a really nice thingy-madiggy. I just wish there was, like, small changes. Oh, hang on. So, camera 4. I have this down to, like, 1,000 seconds, and it's really, like, wide angle. So let me move that down to like 5 or like half a second. Cause yeah, that's nearly instant, and then that's half a second. I'm gonna put camera 3 on instant. Let's put you down to 200. Alright, too fast. 250? I don't like that it does the, I don't like that it does, like, this really wide whippy nonsense. I would much rather prefer it to be, like, you know, sliding down and then whipping around. Oh. Oh, I have an idea. All right, hang on a second. General settings, and then... where's my camera? Camera. Where's the camera button? Camera... Alright, so camera 4 is the butt. So camera 5, and then it will be here. And then... Alright. Set the position of camera 5. And then I need the... Where is it? I need, like, the sequence. Like, because I only want, like... Filter volume, filter heart rate. Ordered execution. There we go. So we put the ordered execution in. Alright, and then...
Furrycures 1221 paid me to say let me clap them cheeks.
Nope. Alright, duplicate, and then that's going to be 5. Alright, so camera 4 will be 250 seconds, and then camera 5 is going to be 100 seconds. So it's first going to go to camera 5, and then it will go to back to camera 4. Alrighty. So if I go to here, and now let's say... Nope, too quick. I need to put it... Alright, so I need to put in a delay. There's got to be a delay feature. Toggle, spinner, rotations, digital, analog. There's got to be a delay. There's got to be a means for me to put into the ordered execution delay, so then that way, you know, it gives time for the, let's see, time scale. No, I don't like the looks of that. Emote dropper, object visibility. How is there not, like, a time delay? I feel like this would have to be, like... Am I gonna have to ask, hey, can we put in, like, a time delay, so then that way ordered executions are, like, you know, not... Because it feels like the ordered execution is almost instantaneous. Give me a minute. It's gotta be here somewhere. Win, slime, reset, call timer, start timer, call trigger, and then, so it starts the timer, and then, so yeah, so it listens for a timer, trigger. There's gotta be a delay. This can't be, like, WebSocket high delay. Yeah, because the ordered execution just... Don't want to deal with timescale nonsense. I'm sorry, Furry Cures, but you don't get to use the say command. That is reserved to the whatsamahoozy, to the, And then there's a message box. God damn, that message box is huge. Cycler 5. Okay, it doesn't seem to... Alright. Alright, so that idea does not work. Alright, I'm putting that back, and I'm putting that to 400 milliseconds, so... Yeah, I just don't like how it does, like, a wide spin. Like, I really wish it could, like, you know, it would remain tight on the avatar, but I guess, like, you know, they don't really like that one. Alright. What did I miss? You're just to the gym. Furry wants to smack that ass. Was gonna put squats in, but used currently. Oh, it should recharge. Like, oh yeah, I do have the squat redeem as like a fairly high timer now, just because, you know, it used to get used like almost every 10 minutes or something like that, and I found that it was just sort of distracting from, you know, being able to get through the game and what have you, especially if I got caught up in a discussion or any tangents or what have you. It would like break my flow. And the benefit of it being like, oh yeah, I'm doing squats, I'm exercising and such, was kind of like losing its, you know, redeem and what have you a little bit for me. Because, you know, I can do the 20 squats and what have you. So hence I lowered it, and I was like, we're going to put the whole exercise thingamadiggy on the side burner because, you know, quite frankly, I'm going to need to have to up my, I'm going to need to up the, whatsamahoozy, the work I do into exercise, so then that way, like going into a gym or something like that, which I think I'm gonna go to, like, I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna go into the gym that's like near me that I have to walk past on my way to and from work, and I'm gonna see whether or not, like, what the cost of a membership is, and maybe and like what facilities are there, and see if it's like maybe something I should probably put into my normal you know, work night evenings. So, you know, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays that I'm not streaming, and maybe technically even Sunday evenings, maybe that's something I will start doing, is going into the gym and such, because I don't have dumbbell weights or anything like that here, and I'm not really a huge fan of the whole body weight, like, other than squats, just because I'm like standing up all the time. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the body weight stuff. And I think I would just really like to get back onto, you know, either a rowing machine or cycling or any of the other machines that I've used, like, in the past and what have you, and see how I do with, like, trying to, you know, lose weight that method, because it's expensive buying weights. Amazingly enough, it is expensive buying weights. I don't know how people have their own personal gym without having a fortune. It's insanity. I don't know how they do it. You know, alright. I think I'm going to commit to going through more Kingdom Hearts 3. I have to, like, you know, go through a little bit of a cycle of, like, you know, grabbing some stuff I missed out, such as whatsamahoozies, Lucky Emblems, any of the thingamadigs. Materials, that's it. Lucky Emblems, ingredients, materials. I need to, like, pick up all that stuff again. And plus, there's, like, all these, like, battle arenas that I think I have to do in order to get the Orichalcum Plus. So... Alright, examine. Final world. Open this. Neat! Alright, that's another one down. I think I have 4 of them. What's this? Gather the phantoms again. I'd rather not. That was a waste. Yes, head back to the Keyblade Graveyard. But yeah, more Kingdom Hearts! Hopefully I set the stream information correctly, so it is saying that.
I wonder what's waiting up ahead.
So yeah, because yeah, I gotta get some materials, and I'm fairly sure, like, battle arenas or what have you have been unlocked. So if I go to the world map, yes, I've got glide activated. All right, I know one of the things I'm gonna be doing. I am going to need. All right, so we're gonna embark. Not this battle site. This one. San Fran. I have to pick up a few... I have to find more lucky emblems. And I will start at the nighttime, because I think... Alright, so one of them I need to get to nighttime from the South District. I have a little guide open up to the right to tell me where I need to look for all kinds of emblems and what have you. Baymax's heart is the real deal, and no one can ever overwrite that. Aw, how sweet. So yeah. Find some lucky emblems, get a little bit of levels going, figure out how to get all the different extra thingy-madiggies that I need for my shit. Alright. So. Alright, so there's a big M there. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to take a picture of Baymax.
Would you like to take my picture?
Yes. Alright, I need to take pictures of like my companions and what have you. Oop. And then I'm gonna keep using Deputy just because I need the lucky strikes, quite frankly. Especially if these guys are gonna give me lucky stones. Alright, so that's the... Oh! There's the first lucky emblem. Glad I didn't have to, like, go really far for that one. Alrighty. Okay, so... over in... So, I got number 1, so I need to find 2... So I need emblem number 2, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8... 9. Alright, from the... Alright, it looks like my... Alright, it looks like I got all the nighttime lucky emblems. And I just need to get... I need to go back into the daytime. There we go. Select the area. South District during the day now. Do I need help with the lucky emblems? Nah, it's okay. It's okay. I got the little guy to help me. So... Alright, so I need emblem number 2, which is... this red sushi-looking thing. Okay, so I think they're telling me, like, if I'm on the top of this sushi guy, I should be able to spot the... Yep, that thingy-majiggy. Oop. Nope. Alright, hang on. It's easier just to climb up to the top and then glide to where I need to go. Alright.
This might be a good
Ah!
some ingredients.
Oh, thank goodness I don't have to drink for these ones, because I think I'm going to hear that a lot of times. Alright, hang on. Oop. No, stop gliding. Oop. Stop grinding. Alright, hang on. Oh, chat must be frustrated with me with this traversal. Alright.
Hope we find some ingredients around here.
Wait, how did I... Never mind.
Let's see.
There we go.
Nice
That's it.
picture, Sora.
I'm not drinking in this one, Furry Cures. This isn't a drunk stream. Alrighty. So yeah, we already got number 3, number 4. Number 5 is in the Central District, and we're looking for a metal dome on top of the roof beside the freeway, they said.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh my god, this glide is broken. This is gonna make the traversal so much easier. Alright, so we need to find... Alright. Easy. Alright. Oop. Oh, chests. 3 of them. Oh my goodness. 1, 2. A lot of good stuff in them. Alright. Which way is Central? Oh, we're in Central District right now. Oh, there's the,
Heading off course. I put up a virtual boundary near the city limits.
I'm sorry, but... Son of a bitch. Ooh, hang on. A chest right there. There we go.
Yeah.
Mickey's Mechanical Map. Alright, so I still need to find the dome. Alright, there's a dome. Oh yeah, it is just off the freeway. Wait, what's the difference between a highway and a freeway? Is there a difference? There you are.
Let's see.
Alright, next one is the very tall building, they say. Alright, that must be the tall building. You'll be surrounded by a number of Yep, there we go. Minaret. There we go.
Let's see. Got it.
There we are. Number 7 is on one of the blue, is on a blue fan, which I think is that one. Okay, it's not on this one. To the patterned one towards the water. Oh, towards the water. Okay, which is that one then. Alright, let's see if I can... I just need to figure out which one is the one with the lucky emblem. Which is... that one. There we go.
Let's see. Yes.
Nice picture, Sora.
Alright, number 8 is in the North District through the car park.
Let's see.
Which one is the... Ah, there's the car park. And I'm looking for a set of stairs. Alright, so I need to look for a set of stairs through a car park.
Hope we find some ingredients around here.
They're thinking of... Nope, ingredients aren't into trash. Good to know. A set of stairs. Ooh, chest. Adamantite, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. Whee! Nope, not those ones.
Yeah.
So it's a set of stairs, they said, in the Northern District.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, how big of a distortion are they expecting me to make?
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, okay, cool. So just that center of a distortion. All right, so that's so we got number 9, but we still haven't found number 8 yet. Through the car park and park full of pink and green trees, there are some steps to the side of the road, they say. Oop. from this.
I bet we'll find some ingredients around here.
Ah, there's the ingredients. Quail. Why the fuck would there be quail in a fucking noodle box? Alrighty, so set of stairs near some trees. Up, there it is. I see it. I see it, 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 see it.
Let's see.
Alright, so
Well,
7,
hope you
8,
find the next
9.
one.
Hop from the monorail track where you found the previous lucky emblem into the alleyway below. A yellow car. Okay. So,
Yeah. Hope we find some ingredients around here.
we're not interested in these right now, so... Alright, so we're looking for a yellow car. So that's red. Up, yellow. There we go.
Let's see.
And
Picture.
I think we already grabbed number 11 as well. So, yep. All right, so that's all of our lucky emblems from there. We already grabbed everything else from earlier because I was doing that off stream rather than like having you guys deal with it. And now we have the Caribbean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everything but 6 we need to look for. Jesus. Alright, that's gonna be fun. Adversities. Oh, cool. We haven't found all the nobodies, but we're getting close. High Soldier. Ah, one of those guys. And then we got the Air Soldier. Large Bodies. Helmed. The Vermilions. The Marine. The Gold. Alright, cool. And then those are all our synthesis thingy-majiggies, where we've made the Save the Queen. So many things. Alright, is there any new abilities that I need to turn on? No. Cool. Any abilities I need to turn on for you? No. Any abilities that I need to turn on for you? No. You're the only one that has abilities that I might need to care about, but really not going to turn on any of those. Cool.
Sora.
Alright, now I just need to... Probably quickest way is just to go through. Hopefully this, like, red barrier thingy-majiggy that I'm seeing on the map will lead me back into Heroes thingy-majiggy. Return to Heroes Garage, yes, because then there should be a shop in there and I can double-check what pictures I need to take. Oh, look at the 2 Baymaxes. Is that going to be a thing I need to do as well, like the 2 Baymaxes? Let's see. Handed over all my materials. Now, for synthesis, the Ultima weapon requires 2 more ore columns, a Wellspring Crystal, and a Lucid Crystal. Oh, I can make Save the King Plus right away. And Save the Queen Plus. So that requires Lucid, Frost, Soothing, and Hungry. Blazing, Lightning, Pulsing, and Crit. Yep, alright. Save the King Plus. Save the Queen Plus. There we go. And that will probably make it where... Yep, so I need Wellspring, Lucid, and Pulsing. I need all those things. Can I upgrade? So that's one away, and I need Wellspring to do that one. This guy is fully upgraded. It's tempting to... Nano machines, son. Alright, photo mission. Let's have a look. Of a demon tower, the waterfall in Port Royal, and all of my teammates. Alright. World map. And then... Huddle, dock, the settlement. No, not there. Port. Let's start from the Port Royal docks. Excuse me. It's about time Captain Sora got his very own ship. Noted. Ah. Hopefully the loading isn't going to be, like, problematic for me.
Let's go!
Alright, ingredients. Alright, so we need to look for a boat with an emblem on it. Pretty sure it was, like, green. Yep, there it is.
Let's see. Nice.
There we go.
They got lots of cargo to soar at. Nice moves.
Oh yeah, I should probably take a picture of Captain Jack. Hello, Jack.
That some sort of spyglass? Probably French, eh?
There we go. Are there any, like, white crabs here? No. Okay. Alright, next emblem. Number 2. Turn left when walking off the pier in Port Royal and jog all the way. Alright, so I need to look for a pillar.
This might be a good spot to find some ingredients.
Thank you, Donald. Hey there, Savage! Welcome to the stream! I didn't have anything, like, properly planned. Like, I was thinking maybe Destiny 2, but I don't have any of the DLC, so I don't know, like, how much... Yes! With 80 lucky emblems, and I get myself another Auriculum Plus. Excellent.
Nice picture, Sora.
So yeah, it was tempting doing Destiny 2, but then I realized there's a lot of, this that I need to go through, so I thought, why don't I just, excuse me. Why don't I just, like, you know, have chat deal with me in my fucking, like, autistic, notion of being like, right, we are going to go through and collect as many of the lucky emblems I need to find. Port Royal Settlement. Follow the steps towards the beach. There's a small, incomplete hut. There will be a lucky emblem. Cool. Alright. How have I not had all of these, how have I not had any of those prompts hit me as often as people said I would? Everyone was very adamant of the idea that I was gonna get drunk because I was just gonna keep hearing ingredients and lucky emblems, like, everywhere I was going. But it honestly did not happen that often. I have drunken more times because of someone saying darkness than like, you know, someone saying, hey, a lucky emblem or something. Also, I do not remember exploring this area before. Maybe it's because I didn't explore this lucky... Like, it wasn't story relevant for me to be in this area, so I wasn't gonna get, you know, people being like, hey, lucky emblems or ingredients. How are things going on your side of things, Savage? You going through more Final Fantasy stuff? Or maybe you're back into Destiny? Oh no, you said you were gonna uninstall it. Alright, hang on. Alright, so I need to find... I have, like, a little guide telling me where all the different, lucky emblems are on my... Like, on one of my other screens. So I'm using that. That's kind of the point, Donald. So... Plus I have Glide now, which is... Oh! Hello.
Back off! It's over! Strike!
Yeah! Also, why do I have a rook, there we go. Lucid Stone. A lot of Lucid Stones.
Ready? Here
Goes. And there's Jack just, you know, following it like the... Alright, hang on. So it's not here. Oh, maybe it's like over here somewhere near all these, Yeah, I remember this seaport. Oop. No, stay off it.
Let's see.
There we are, so that's number 4.
Sure, Sora.
Now we just need to get to emblem number 5. Which, according to this guide, tells me it's over near the fort. The glide is very helpful. You're doing good. You're just messing with Final Fantasy 14, trying to do some of the fights. You was progressing before, but you're just relaxing at the moment. Okay, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Dun, 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 dun. Twilight crystals. I don't think I had those before.
So long.
Fish people. Fish.
Like this. Back off.
Moving stones.
Back off.
Bang.
There.
I'm glad I don't have to, like, watch the thingamadiggy in its super cinematic form. Oh, no, I didn't take the picture of the waterfall. Thank you, furry couriers. Thank you for reminding me. I need to... God, that was... Thank you. Alrighty.
Let's see.
There we go. A new item can be synthesized. Awesome. Alrighty, so now I need to take a picture of a demon tower and all of my companions. Alright, break all these things, because I can get stones and what have you. I don't know what the watermelon does.
We should get around.
Alright, hang on. I need a review. So, besides some cannons, there will be some rope. And that rope will make a Disney sign. Or a Disney logo, I should say. Which shouldn't be too far away. Oh, hang on. I think I found it. So I just need to somehow get a good view from, like... Okay, maybe it's... Ah, there it is. I see it. Oh. Climb back up.
Let's see.
There. Awesome. Okay, so this is the watermelon. What do they want us to do with this one? Use the cannon to protect from the floor. Ring the bell to fire all the, Awesome. Yep. My, go.
Yeah. Yeah. So long.
Oh, shit. Damn it. 4 seconds remaining. Also, hi there. Hi there, I see. What is with the I'm looking emote? Why did you add that fucking monstrosity? Wait, did I get the high score that I needed for the watermelon? Hang on. Kingdom Hearts 3 Flan. High scores. Okay, so the Colosseum, the strawberries, I'm pretty sure I got, yep, and the blood orange, I've got those done. Banana, I think I do. Grape, most recently. Watermelon, I needed a score of 27,800. Okay, hang on. Gummy score, game records, the Flantastic 7. All right. Where is watermelon? Watermelon, 28,600. Yes. Okay, I hit the max score for that one. I'll admit I'm really happy at the moment because an artist I follow just finished the channel point redeem pick you had redeemed a few weeks ago. Hey, good for you. I didn't know that you must have saved up a lot of points for that channel redeem, Savage. I'm sorry that I missed that message like long ago. All right, so the next one is Melon Flan, and the score is 4,500. Oh, that's going to be a bit tricky. All right. What was the ability I got? Focus Siphon. You add a special shot lock to your repertoire that costs no focus. You will absorb focus from the target you lock onto, stacking the ability to increase the effect. Neat. But I don't have any more slots to increase my thingy-madiggy, unfortunately. Alright, so I got that one done.
I've yet to meet one that can outsmart a bullet.
Why you gotta hit me with the knives? You know I'm gonna be able to beat up Mega. Knives or gun. I will defeat Mega. You just wait. I'm gonna see them at Furdo. If they're in a fursuit or something like that as their outfit, and I'm in my fursuit, I'm gonna run to them, and I'm gonna stop right before them because consent is an active thing. It's not a passive. And then I'm gonna, you know, ask but politely demand, we need to fight. Parentheses, consensually. Alright, where do I need to go after Lucky Emblem number 5? I've done Lucky Emblem number 6. Prepare to set sail to find the next lock of luck. First, you'll need to get a course for Isla Verdete. Oh my god, I am going to have to go to a lot of different islands for this one. This is going to be painful. Alright, save before I forget. Mega will hear about this. Mega always hears about this. Blue, I don't think you understand how often I am just like being very sarcastic and just sort of being like, right, you and me, Mega, we're gonna fight. And I keep thinking like we're gonna fight in Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros. We're gonna fight somehow. And if we have to fight with a fucking arm wrestle at Furdo, we're gonna do that. Get back onto the save.
One that can outsmart a bullet.
Alrighty, the Forsaken Isles, Isla de la Mastrada, Isla Vermorta. Alright. Set a course for in the top left. Once you've docked, make your way through the jungle to the top of the island. You'll reach a cliff edge where you can look out to sea, and if you look down, the emblem can be seen below the water surface. Okay. Neaties. How's your morning going, by the by, Blue? How is... what's Mahuzi? Hang on a second. Let me clip shout you out and see what we get.
Also, stop with the...
Pokemon Colosseum. Oh, you're playing Banjo and Kazooie. Are you still picking up the notes from Banjo and Kazooie? Alrighty, I need to climb up a cliff.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Donald must think of himself so proud for coming up with that monkey business one. Alright, jump. Gliding.
Never did like monkeys.
Alright, hopefully this pirate ship will work. You're doing the final boss fight? Excellent to hear! When are you doing it next? I need to, like, sit in for that one. Full power! It was absolutely terrible of her. Hey, I leveled up and my magic and defense increased, so that should make my power more powerful. Crabs! These crabs will be useful in, like, you know, upgrading my ship. I forgot that was a thing about these islands, is crabs.
Back off! Yeah, see ya! Thunder!
Yeah! Didn't see that happening, did you? Flying through the air. Yeah! Probably later today? Awesome, okay. Gotta sit in for that one. I'm only gonna be playing this for like maybe 3 hours or so, so. Ooh, hang on.
Come on!
Oh, I need to cancel this. Alright, grab all these crabs. There we go.
Some ingredients around here.
Sora, take a gander.
Let's see. Yes!
Alright, there we go. What's emblem number 8? Isle of Luck at the far west of the map. Okay. Excuse me while I, like, fly all the way to my ship. Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, we're off.
No, oh wait, no. Far west. Okay, so no, all right, to the left. We go left, and let's see, the Isle, Exile, Isle of Luck. Okay, we're going the right way. Surge. Surging. All this to find some lucky emblems. Ships!
Fire! Fire!
Good night.
Get him! Let's do this! Do you think Will and Elizabeth will be okay?
They'll weather it. They're made of sturdy stuff, those two.
Yeah, you should have seen them fight aboard the Dutchman.
I was attending to another matter.
Take this! It ends here!
Woo! Dive bomb!
Much, eh?
Concentrated fire!
Woohoo!
Fucking enormous power right there.
Fire! Fire! Hear my call!
Hear my call! Concentrated fire! Amazing. I love it.
All right!
Alright, and then...
Yeah!
There we go. And that's them defeated. Awesome. Man, why don't... I know we're gonna get Skull and Bones at some point, but god damn it, why couldn't they, you know, do a better job with it? Because from the looks of it, like, resource gathering on the islands and such looks like you're just gonna, like, shoot them with your ship, of all things. Like, it feels like Black Flag, and then they just removed everything that wasn't the ship, and it's like, I don't know, that felt like a bit too much removed. Here we go now. I will be honest with you though, like one pirate game I've actually enjoyed like a few times, and I've actually gone to like more than once, weirdly enough, has been Sid Meier's Pirates. The fucking Civilization makers have made a pirate game, and that one was actually like pretty fun. Because, like, you could pick, like, the different generations you could play in and such as, like, the Golden Age of Piracy or the Spanish expansion and what have you. So they had, like, kind of different difficulties. But one of the fun parts about it was that you were, like, you could take on some of, like, the bigger pirates and what have you, and you could have, like, a fleet of ships. It was great. Okay, I'm at the Isle of Luck now.
Hey, I'm the one with the captain's hat.
Hey, but I'm the only one without a strange accent.
Alright, where's the lucky island? There it is. Cancel? And then we just fly our way there. Infinite flying. God damn, these guys move around a lot.
It's over. Back off.
Come on. Just die already, you weird pirate thingy. There we go. Done. Defeated. Defeatus. Okay, so I think I need to go to this thingy. Not interested in ingredients, I'm interested in lucky emblems. There we go. Ooh, Twilight Gems. Thank you. And then... Alright, I think I grabbed as much as I can from this side. Next emblem. Just east to the Isle of Luck is a horseshoe island. Sail towards it, drop the anchor in the archway, where you can find the lucky emblem made of rocks on the cliffside. Oh, so that horseshoe thing. Mm-hmm.
Prepare to set sail!
This way, okay. Surging. Oh. Why is this one given like? Oh, I am nearly dead. I did not realize that.
Sure are a lot of islands out here.
I didn't realize I was nearly dying at that point there.
So what? A real pirate isn't scared to explore.
Furrycures 1221 paid me to say trying to get the lucky emblem keyblade.
There's a lucky emblem keyblade?
Back off! Try this!
I didn't know there was a real pirate just steals all of the booty. Real pirates are just merchants that didn't want to follow the law. All right, I'm gonna be real with you. The biggest pirates across like the East Indies and such like that, like Henry Morgan and such like that, were people with like fleets of ships doing all sorts of trade, and they were, you know, doing it illegally and what have you. That is the origin of pirates, quite frankly. They weren't like, you know, people that were, you know, highwaymen of the sea or some shit. They were just merchants that didn't want to pay their taxes. That is the depth of the pirates IRL.
To mark the treasure?
It's never that easy, mate.
They were never, you know, fucking terrorists. They were just, you know, ah, yes, let me just not pay my taxes or this port fee. What the fuck? What are you gonna do about it? Refuse my wares? Valid, but heck taxes? Yep. Heck taxes. Hi there, Sashera. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing all right. How are things? All right, I need to grab a picture of this lucky emblem.
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. All right, hang on. Can I just stand on... Nope. All right, can I... Yep, there we go. All right, how many more...
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. Hey, Furrycures, that's cheating. You don't have, like, the actual lemon emote. Cheater. Doesn't even have the lemon emote and is trying to, like, get the... I heard that gunfire and I was like, what was that? Turns out, Blue doesn't like it when people try to co-opt his emblem. Blue just saw someone else trying to use his emote and he's like, not on my watch. Alright, okay, so I need to get 10, 11, 12, 13.
Go suck a lemon.
Alright, number 10. Isla de la Masta. Alright, cool. Dunk. Do I have like a new thingy-majig? Oh, power band, that's what. Fun fact, you can clip it. Can I like fast travel to... Yes, I can. Awesome. I was worried I couldn't. I should not try to open all the tests. Blue is right, however. It's abusing of commands without using the proper channels. Alright, cancel out of that, because I need to get onto the island. And I'm looking for... Instead of docking on... Jump off the circular spot of the island west of it. A trio of barrels in the thingy-madiggy? A trio of barrels in the sand are what you're looking for. Oh, I know where they're talking about. They're talking about that island there. But first... Workshop. Synthesis items handed over. Got myself a Betwixt gem. Alright, so I can make a mithril crystal if I wanted. And pulsing. All of them requiring wellspring crystals, which I do not have. And then... Oh, I can upgrade this one fully if I wanted to. 11 and 9. And then that's a 7. Let's see how powerful it gets. Crystals and gems. That one wants frost. Ah!
Thank you, IC, for the tier 1 gift sub to Furry Cures 1221.
Thank you! Thank you, Blue, for the sub. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for paying forward the gift sub you got from Avalon. Zeeb's dead again. Zeeb will die every time you do that. Alright, so that goes 8, 11. And this one is 11.9. Wait, which, Yeah, alright, nope. Okay, so the Ultima weapon, I need Lucid Crystals and Pulsing Crystal. Alright, so I need 2 of the Lucid. Yep. And then a Pulsing Crystal requires a Wellspring. Okay. What the? Alrighty, buying... let's have a look. So we got the Twixt, Pulsing... So there's all the Lucid, there's the Lightning, and then there's the Blazing. Can I not get crystals? Grab 10 of you. 10 of you. Workshop, yep. So Soothing Crystal requires Wellspring. Where the fuck would I get Wellspring from? Twilight, Sinister, Betrix, Pulsing. Yeah, Wellspring isn't on there. Photo Mission, meanwhile. 7 out of 12. Cool. Obtain 20 Twilight Gems, Sinister Shards. Soothing Gem is... So I need 20 of the gems and Lucids. 20 of the Frost. Where would I go for the Lucid? And I don't... Alright, so I'm just missing out on some of the thingamadiggies. I don't have a Zeebs one, I don't think. I'm here! Why would I have, like, my own... Why would I have a command for my own things? Why would I have a thingy-madiggy for the things I say? I'm right here. Level 48. Level 49.
So off next time we're in Twilight Town. Yeah.
Alright, there we go. Pick up all these crabs to level up my ship next time. Don't mind me, just, you know, flying. Did I have to go west? Yep, I need to go to a piece of land to the west.
Let's see. Nice.
There we go. Easy does. Easy as cake. There we go. Just absolutely decimate them. Alright. So that was... So that's that lucky emblem. Do it? I won't? You're right. I won't. You're absolutely correct. There's no way I would do it. Alright, lucky emblem number 11. You want to go to Ship's End at the south of the map. Head onto the island towards the small alcove. You'll spot a shipwreck sticking out of the...
Around here.
I'll spot a shipwreck sticking out of the water. The upland lucky emblem can be found there. Awesome. Do I have Ship's End as, like, one of my, you know, discovered thingy-madiggies? No, I do not. But I can jump to Exile Island and then travel south. There's a Keyblade for getting 5 stars at the Bistro, as well as playing all the smartphone games. Okay, I know about those two. I don't know about... But I'm gonna be real with you. The Bistro one, maybe if I collect all the ingredients, but not the mini games one. All right, so south. Yep. So Ship's End is this one.
Ship graveyard. No pirate wants to meet an end like this.
Good thing we won't. Meow.
Did you see it?
What? I didn't see it.
I bet you there's a lucky emblem here.
Yes, there is, right there.
Nice
Alright, lucky
picture,
emblem number
Sora.
12. Final destination is Sandbar Island, south of the map. Jump towards the main bulk and you'll find a spot where you can drop into a lagoon.
This
Cool.
has to be something.
Oh, I see what they want me to do.
I bet
Okay.
we'll find some ingredients around here.
Damn it. Okay, I need to, like, jump up higher than that.
Back off!
There we go. Yes! Leviathan is upgraded. More health, more damage. Meow. I honestly love the gliding. This just makes it just a little bit easier. Alright, where I need to go next? Oh. Hi, Alvirus. Alright, Sandbar Isle is where I need to go to next.
Prepare
Alright.
to set sail!
Which should be this way. Good morning to you. I need to drink more iced coffee. Ugh, drippy. You just saw the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw demo. Oh, there's a demo that's out? Is it free? I hope it's free. Because I do intend to play, like, Resident Evil 4 Remake, quite frankly. Because everyone says, like, that's, like, the pinnacle of Resident Evil 4's, like, open world or something like that. So I'm like, alright, color me curious.
Defense! All right!
Come on. There we go.
Yeah! Fire!
Dink. Come on, come on, come on. There we go.
Full speed!
Play it. It's amazing. Alright, I guess I'll go and play it. How long is the demo? Is it like just a nice short, you know, half an hour one? Or are they calling it a demo when really it's like over an hour?
They'll weather it. They're made of sturdy stuff, those two.
Yeah, you should have seen him fight.
Yep, alright,
the
Sandbar.
Dutchman.
Could these guys like stop being a disturbance to me?
Do this!
Another match.
We've got him now.
Get him! Get him! Fire!
Oh my goodness, that actually hit. And I got level up for it too.
Take this! It ends here!
Scuttle 'em!
Yay, scuttled. Woo! If you take your time, it ends after the village ambush. I have no idea what that means. Like, I haven't played Resident Evil 4. I have played Resident Evil 7, 8, the remake of 2. I am, like, disjointed AF on the whole thing.
Fire! Get him!
I just want to explore this island. Why is this such a... Why is there just so much adversary against this?
I call wins!
Enjoy the locker, mates!
just, you know, fuck off.
Get him!
Alright, there's the other ones.
I call wins!
Thank you. Okay. Onwards.
Hey, the sandbars form a ring here.
Yeah, it's like a big donut.
Damn it, now I want to eat donuts. Alright, chest.
Back off! Yeah! Fire! Yeah! Yeah!
Damn it, that's a lot of crabs.
Yeah! Yeah! Ha!
And another big chest, which is obviously going to be for a mini game. Oh, it's just a map of the sandbar isle. Okay. And apparently there's like 2 lucky emblems here. Hang on a sec, let me just reread. Your final destination, jump up towards the main bulk of the island. You'll find a spot where you drop into a lagoon. The first of the 2 is large in the cave entrance. Exact same area previously spotted when jumping into the lagoon. It's on top of a pile of rocks surrounded by coral in the central. Okay.
I'll wait on the tree.
There we go. Blazing stones, that's cool. And lightning. Alright, let's see if I can find... Oop. Grab some sardines while I'm at it. Chest! Ooh, Orichalcum. Cool. Alright, so I'm looking for, like... emblem on a pile of coral. And they said it was, like, near the center. And then I needed to find a cave entrance as well for like, the second last one. Oop. More sea bass. There we go. There. Okay, fire is not that effective underwater. Let's see how this... Lightning is pretty good. Where's the cave? They told me there was a cave. Okay, why is this one the difficult one to find? Well, technically both of these are difficult to find, but... Alright, so a cave. Looking for a cave. Sea bass triggers the Animal Crossing side of you? Wait, you can get sea bass in Animal Crossing? What good is it in Animal Crossing? Isn't it like a farm? Aren't you in like a farm? What is sea bass for? Alright, yoink. Okay, let's have maybe it's not here. Chest. Like I oop. There we go. Got the crabs. Alrighty, and then ooh, another chest. I thought I saw another chest. I must have been imagining things. Yeah, I must have been imagining things. I thought I saw a chest.
I bet we'll find some ingredients around here.
Yep, I've been finding ingredients, Goofy. Don't you worry. You will end Icy. You can try. Icy is a moderator in so many channels. I think they are going to outlast so many people. All right. Is it because I have to like? Let's see. Because it looks like I can.
Back off! Let's see.
Alright, no, it's not one of those. Alright, pirate ship time. Yay, but not enough to... Is that them dead? Yeah, I think that's them dead. Alright. Break open this barrel. Ah, okay, this must have been the lagoon they were talking about.
Did you see it?
Oh, yeah, I know. I think I saw it. I think I saw one of them at least. Yeah, it's there. That's like one of the. That's like the second last. That's like the last one. I'm looking for the second last one after that. There we go. There's just like a lot of these guys I just need to deal with before I can take my photo. All right, here we go. Oh, nope, they're still around. I thought I got rid of them all. Alrighty.
Let's see.
So there's that. And then this one.
Let's see.
Yeah! I have photographed all the lucky emblems and obtained Mickey's clasp. Let's see. Lucky strikes 118, 240, 124. Alright, Master Ring. How does that compare to Mickey's clasp? There's no AP. That's not helpful. I kind of need the AP. Damn it. At least the Master Necklace gives me AP. Oh, wait. The Master Necklace gives me... Oh, yeah. It gets rid of Lucky Strike, though. I kind of still need, but it grants MP Hastiga. Recharges MP 30% faster when you run out. Continue magic combos as long as you like. But it gets rid of Lucky Strike! Like, goddamn. Maybe if I could get, like, another slot then? Because, like, look at me. I'm using so much of my AP right now. And there is no, like, Lucky Strike in this thing. If I could open up Lucky Strike from within here, I would, but I can't. I could just, like, you know, make a lot of AP boosts, though. Like, maybe that will help out. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll just, like, create a lot of, like, MP boosts. Unless... Can Donald wear another thingy-madiggy? Oh, that reminds me. I need to change his shield to save the king plus and change you to save the queen plus. Every time you take damage, recharge 30% more. Recover MP each time you take damage. Prevents the stun mechanic. Okay, cool. Alright.
Those rocks look like they lead up to somewhere.
Oh my god, there's so many fucking chests in here. Why are there so many chests? So many. Jesus Christ! Oh yeah, no, I'm not making magic builds, Alavirus. I don't know if you know, but I have, you know, been going through this game with the most himbo-y of, like, attempts, where I see things and I hit them. That is the limit of my strategy in a lot of these games. Like, if I have the opportunity to strategize in, you know, RPGs in just hitting them hard, I will. Or with overwhelming power. It's one of those two ways. Muscle, thank you. Alright, out there. Yeah. Anything around here?
I bet we'll find some ingredients around here.
Sure you do. Sure you think that. Saffron.
I'm starting to get hungry.
Alrighty. Just flying to the ship. Alright, so I've done all the lucky emblems. And now I just need to, like, sort of go back to the beginning. And... hang on a second. Ding. Where's Port Royal? Yeah, fast travel to Port Royal, because that will have, like, a thingy-madiggy there. Alright. There we go.
Come on, fellas!
Thank you for the lemon. Save this really quickly, so then that way I don't lose my progress. Soothing stones. Awesome. World map next. Again. Dun 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 dun. Alright, Yep, alright, so we go back into the forest. I am doing so well at this. But yeah, this is basically what I do when I'm not in the middle of streaming, is I'm just like going through a checklist of all this shit I haven't done previously. So, it does get a little bit boring, but you know, sometimes I'm able to just switch my brain off. Flynn or Eugene, whichever you're going by, give me your picture.
Let's see.
Like this?
There we go, got your picture. Alright, did that actually, like, update the numbers? Yep, synthesis items left over. Collectors, thingamadiggy, photo missions. 10 out of 12. Alright. Okay, so who do I have left? So, I think I need to do Mike and Scully. Alright, so that was that one. I need to go to the monster world, taking a picture of Mike and Scully. And then I need to get the snow abomination, I think, in Arendale's world. I'm going to be really annoyed if, like... Alright, let's have a look. Alright, let's see.
Oh boy, let's go!
Dream!
There we go. Alright, Mike, what about you? Just in case he's...
Hey, nice camera. Take one of me.
It will be kind of funny if I look back at the cameras and he's blurry or something. It's still on 10. That's not good. That means that... That means there is one person I have somehow missed in, like, this entire thingy-madoog. Oh, boy. Alright, That's not good. Alright, hang on a second. Moogle photo missions. I need to have a look at the photo missions just to get an understanding. Alright, you must take a picture of all of Sora's party members. There are 12, all of them in namely Donald, Goofy, Hercules, Woody, Bluzz, Finn, Rapunzel, Sully, Mike. Okay, I think I've missed out on Rapunzel then. I think Rapunzel is my missing one then. Alright, let me have a look at this thing. Because hopefully it did update on that one then. Yep, 11. Alright, I think I'm missing out on Rapunzel then, which might be... She might be in a different area of Arendelle or something or rather. That might be the ticket. Alright, back to... Yep, and then we go to the Kingdom's Thoroughfare, which I believe is where she would be. Search. Alright.
I bet we'll find some ingredients around here.
Don't really care for the ingredients. Ah, there you are.
Let's see.
Oh, am I supposed to...
Yes!
Smile?
Did it! Awesome. New synthesis item. Now I just need to try and get a demon tower. Alrighty. You workshop new keyblade thingy-majiggy. Let's have a look. I could do AP boost a number of times if I wanted to. Alright, we got all that. A petite ribbon. Grants a small boost in defense and all resistances. an arrow armlet, an aqua chamblet, different chains. Is that really it? Were those the only, like... And then there's the draw ring. And then that was the orichalcum, which does 6 and 10. 24, 36. Cosmic, requiring 3 lucid gems. Okay, that would be a good one to activate. Hi there, Yizin. Alright, where do I need to go for lucid gems, then? Kingdom Hearts 3 lucid gem location. Hang on a second, let's have a look. Where to find... Okay, so... To get the ultimate weapon, you need to source 4 different materials. The first and easily the toughest is Orichalcum Plus. There's only 7 available in the entire game, each found with a specific method. You need to obtain 2 Wellsprings, 2 Lucids, 2 Pulsings. They're all obtainable in specific... You need to get back to the location on top of one of the buildings is Battlegate 12. Wait. Battle gates? What the fuck are battle gates? Once you've beaten the game, you'll be granted access to the Kingdom 3 Battle Gates, which are combat trials where you'll fight with a selection of the hardest enemies found in... Oh, I have to beat the game to get the Battle Gates? What the fuck? Do I need to... Are the Battle Gates ones that give me the orichalcums? Hang on. So, Orichalcum plus 3. Where do I find them all? Is required to synthesize... Alright, so, the Twilight Postcards, the Caribbean Thingy-Majiggy, the Final World Treasure Chest, all the slides, yep. Lucky Emblems, yep. Defeating the Omega spaceship. Hop into the... Because the space is the method of attaining... Go to the... And surround the outside of the air that takes up the majority on each of the... Sorry, with one final one of the good luck. Defeating all 5 of those and the enemy lights to lead... This will lead to the Omega spaceship to spawn. Completing all the Fantastic 7. Hang on. Hey, look, Soothing Gems. Wait, how many away am I from getting all 7? Oh, I'm up to 6 right now. I already did the Omega ship. Cool, then I just need to do the Flan then, which is... Alright, returning to the world map, which is doing the Flan 7. And I think the only one I'm missing is Big Hero 6's, like, Flan thingy-majiggy. Where's that one? South District Night Spawn. Climb up the fashion center behind you, dart over to the M building, then to the building with the flat circular roof. Okay, cool. So I just need to find the Flom on top of a roof then. Bounce on the Flom without dropping. Oh my goodness, there's a high score for that one. Alrighty. 4,500 is what I need to get to.
Oh boy, let's go!
It's over.
Oop. Trying to get the ultimate blade? Yeah. It looked like I thought I could get it before the final thingy-majiggy, honestly. At least that was my thoughts. Because, like, I was picking up most of those things half the time, like lucid gems and crystals and what have you. So I just need to find out, like, what I need to do to farm those without going through, like, the battle thingy-majiggies. There we go. There we go. Alright. Now I just need to find the flaw, and that should be somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. Bounce on the flaw without dropping. Okay. Alright. Oh, Jesus. Oh, and they're moving as well. That's not great. Ah. I'm up to 6. I'm up to 6 right now, and I haven't yet finished this one. 3,300. All right, that's not enough. I need more. They say 4,500 is what I need. Okay. Because I think once I get the 7th, once I get this one done, then, you know, I'll be able to, I should get the 7th and final one, and then I just need to worry about trying to get, like, some of the crystals and gems. Alright, so that bounces me over there. Alrighty, and then 6,000. Let's see if I can get to 7,000. $9,000. There we go. Damn it. So yeah, so this should have been the last one. There we go. Giving me melon. Hang on. They said the high score I needed was... What? Did they lie to me? Did they tell me the wrong score? They said I only needed like 4,000. I got up to that count. What? Oh, I need the maximum score. Alright, let's try this again. If I do really well, I get 3 of the foods. Yeah, that's what I thought. Normally I get like 3 of them, but I only got 1 in that regard, so... Alright, so that gives me 1,500. Puts me over here. And that puts me over here. I guess they want me to get like 15,000 or something. And then just drop to get to the next location. There we go. There's that one. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's not good. I don't like that it decided to like bounce me like that. 26 or 12. Still only 12. 1,300. 13.5. Bounces me there. 15.6. 16. Jumping me all the way over here. Damn it. Alrighty. Hopefully that did it. Attraction extender and 3 melons. Okay, that did it. Hey, and I got myself the Auricalum and the badge. Alrighty, equipment. I think the so 24, 40. This one gives me 4 and no AP. Still want to keep the Lucky Strike, frankly.
Let's see.
Alrighty, where is the save thingy? Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty. Hero's Garage is the closest place with like a little shop, and I just need to double check where I need to go. Yep, there we go. Alright. So I need a Wellspring Crystal and Pulsing. Alright. A Pulsing Crystal requires a Wellspring Crystal. Alright, so Wellspring Crystals. Wellspring Crystal, Kingdom Hearts 3. Plenty. Alright, so Wellspring farming, the absolute best is Battle. Nope, not Battle Gate. Around any of the worlds, it will only be dropped from specific enemies. If you haven't quite made it into, you can get a decent amount of in Caribbean. Just head to the island of Luck, bash around to the enemies using your favorite deputy. Having Lucky Strike as a move will help. Battle gates you're looking for is Battle Gate 12. What? They keep mentioning battle gates. I don't want to do battle gates. I want to do something else. Also, what's with that emote? Oh, it's just food. Cool. Alright, Alright, hang on a second. So, Kingdom Hearts 3, Wellspring Crystal, minus Battle Gate. I don't want to have to deal with Battle Gates. I know some do, but which ones? I'm trying to get the before the final. Also, every big, large, high level, most powerful, but none of them bother to actually name any specific Heartless. Start in North District, head straight into the direction that are facing with us until you reach the next. After clearing the group. Okay, so it looks like it's just general hitting things, it seems.
You gonna try the new?
No, thank you.
Hey, Sora.
Visit at night.
Oh boy, let's go!
Alrighty. Running through the freeway.
Sora, you're heading off course. I put up a virtual boundary near the city limits.
Where are the enemies? Are they all just like exclusively on roofs? Is that it? Is that my only way of fighting them? Is like on the top of roofs? It might be. Just not this roof. Alright, what about this roof? There we go.
Take this over here.
Alright, so that was Wellspring Stone and Blazing. More Blazing. Lightning? At least Donald is getting some levels in.
So long.
Sora, please climb on.
Is that... Yep, nothing more. Alright, let's try this building next. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, these mechanical bulls.
Here we go.
Hopefully these guys will have something. Because I'm looking for Wellspring, I believe. And I need like 5 of them. Withering crystals, okay. At least they're dropping crystals. Hungry. Alright, so the big guys drop crystals, which is nice. Wellspring Gem.
Try this.
Let's try this. Alright, let's do this one. This should hopefully, like, catch him in. More hungry crystals. Woo! There we go. All right, next building. Let's go for this one. Let's go for that tall one over there. Can I make it?
Sora,
no.
Heading off course. I put up a virtual boundary near the city limits.
Thank you for putting up a virtual boundary that I did not ask for. And I see I was going south. Meow. They better not be, like, on the ground. Alright, let's see if any of them pop up here.
See ya. Here we go. See ya.
There we go. Where is he? There we go. And I leveled up myself as well, which is nice. Awesome. Alright, Central District again. Dun, 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 dun.
Back off!
Ding. There we go. Hitting. Pulsing gems. Wellspring. Alright, so we're doing fair. Oh. Thank you for the boobs, Blue. Tapping it. Alright. Me being very focused right now. Let me put on the focus glasses. This is me grinding.
Try this. It's over.
There we go.
It's over.
Just hitting from a distance. Amazing. Flare Force real quick. $35% Himbo. Hey, and it looks like that looks like a new profile icon from you, Savage. You're focusing on how to respond? Yes. Absolutely. Actually, I've already lost focus, Blue, so this is why I need the glasses. Now I should be ready to respond to whatever it is. 35% is fairly low for you. I've seen you at higher percentages. Hey, new high score. Baymax is leveled up as well. Good for him.
Take this.
Oh no. Kicking your ass. There we are. And then dun, 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 there we go. Alright, anything up here? Yep, more crystals. Or more enemies, I should say. You just cropped it from the new pics you posted on Discord? Oh, needies! Okay, I'll definitely need to have a look soon. At some point. I'll definitely look at it today. Oop. Ooh, lightning crystal. Didn't know that was something you could drop.
Here we go.
Bonk. Come on. Ah, damn it. There we go.
So long.
I was hitting nothing then, Sora.
See ya.
Blazing stones, get rid of you. Where's the bigger enemies?
Here we go.
Ding ding. There we are. That should defeat all of them. Yes, it does. And we jump all the way to the top. Nothing there. What about here? Anything here? No, nothing here either. Darn. What about over here? Nope. Oh, hello.
Back off.
Lightning gem is always good. There we go.
Take this.
Oh, I was able to get two of them at the same time. That was lucky. And dash. Chest. Grab this. Mega potion. Cool. Anything here? Yep. Enemies. Alright, using the carousel here to try and get some enemies.
Come on! Faster! Faster! Faster!
Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty. I think that's... Oop. Is that everywhere we could have hit them? Oh, hey, it's, what's a Mahoozy fellow? Hello.
Hey, Sora, you want to do a flash trace?
No.
Take this.
Oh, a big enemy! Hell yeah. Hopefully this should help get some enemies. Get some mithril gem. Alright, cool. So I think we're on the right track as far as, like, finding things. Ding. There we are. Ow.
Back off. It's over.
There we go.
Take this. Try this.
Try this for size. Ding. Ow.
Back at you. It's over.
There we go. Now I just need to get rid of this armor.
There.
Come on, let's see how we do with this.
Here we go.
And using the finisher real quick. Getting a Betwixt shard. Wellspring gem. Is that it? That was a really big enemy. That was cool. Alright. Let's go down this main street. Dun, 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 dun.
There.
There we go, and Goofy's leveled up, which is nice. Alrighty, now let's go here into this, like, plaza. Yoom. These soldiers didn't stand a chance. Ding, ding, ding. Wellspring crystal. Hey, another wellspring crystal. I think those are what I needed. And then a second one. Blazing crystal. All right, I think we're on a good track here.
Back off.
Some hungry crystal. Hell yeah. All right, let's get into one more fight so we can. Come on, get out. There we go. Yay, strength and defense increased.
Thunder!
Ooh, zucchinis. Oop. Why did that not hit anything? There we go. Dun, dun. Alrighty. Oh, I need to go this way. Alright, select area. Back into Hero's Garage we go. Renee, are you in the chat? Or are you sleeping? Alright, enough thinkies. Alright, we handed over all that. Alrighty. We need a pulsing crystal, which we should be able to get with this. There we go. And then... oh, damn it! And that used up one of my well springs. Damn, I did not think that through. Oh, well, at least we unlocked Lightning Gem. That's nice. Alright, so... all we need to do... okay, well, I know exactly where I need to go then. So we'll start in the south, and we'll, like, you know... travel down the roads and such, because I now know like what we need to fight in order to get another wellspring crystal. So, and I was able to pick up like 2 of them in that particular fight. So even if it's like a relatively rare chance, I reckon we'll still, you know, luck out in getting what we need. So, dun, dun. So this would be the first fight. There we go. Whoop. There's Goofy doing his thing. There we go. Alright. Maybe we'll be lucky and this guy will actually give it instead of, like... Go. That's probably not going to get rid of a lot of his armor, but, you know, we can try.
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's try this.
Back off.
There we go. Alright, so that's a wellspring stone. That's not what we want. Alrighty, can we go to these rails? Is there anything good here?
Got him.
Oh. Ah, so close to hitting him, but so far. Oh, apparently I got one of them. Ding, ding. hopefully they'll pop up here.
Try this!
Ow! You gotta hit me at this point?
Furry Cures 1221 thinks you should do 20
Oh,
squats.
I see why now. Mithril, Wellspring Gem. Hey, Wellspring Crystal, there we go. We were just missing one. That should get what we need.
It's over!
The Wellspring Gem.
Back off!
Yeah! Alrighty. We have everything we need to make the Ultima weapon. But first, I need to do 20 squats. Here we go. Stretching! Stretching! Alright, here we go. Here we go. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20! Thank you for the 20 squat furry cures! Alrighty. Yonk. And now, alright, so we gotta make our way back to the save thingy-majiggy so we can get to Hero's garage. Hopefully we should have everything. Select area. Hero's garage. Do I have, like, the Final Fantasy? No, I don't have the Final Fantasy button. Yep. And here we go. Actually, no, I'll save once I get the Ultimate Blade. Workshop. Synthesize items. There it is! And it's available to us to upgrade. We have one spare Wellspring Crystal, the Lucid and the Pulsings. Dun, 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 dun. I now have the ultimate weapon. What abilities does it get? Combo boost, air combo boost, and situation boost. Awesome. There's the ultimate weapon. Oh, it's already fully upgraded. Lucky me, it's already fully upgraded. Which means I can spend the Electrum on the Wheel of Fate, because that gives the 11 and 9. And upgrade it on Crystal Snow afterwards. So I just need a picture of the Demon Tower. Oh, I am... yes! Equipment, Sora. Alright, change. Alrighty, ultimate weapon. And then Wheel of Fate. So 13, 13, 11 and 9, 7 and 11. So the ultimate form, instantly close the distance between you and your target. Continue combos even if your swings miss the enemy. Always finish casting recovery magic, even if you're hit by attacks in the process. Retain, withstand, MP Hastia. Gain additional strength and magic when battling powerful foes. Gather magical forces and unleash them, devastating the surrounding enemies. Summon a circle of blades that dive at the enemies like birds. Attack from underfoot with... Yep. And I get the hover ability. Unlock your Keyblade's full potential and complete a powerful move. Hell yeah. Which also means I can take out this Lucky Strike thingy-madiggy and replace it with... what would be a good one? The Master Necklace. Actually, Master Metal does the siphon, the flaniversary. What? The flaniversary even lowers the AP? That sucks. Alright, we're gonna go with the master necklace then. Master necklace, master ring, technician ring. Actually, can I make that, cosmic ring, actually? I need a lucid gem. Wait, I should be able to just buy a lucid gem. Nope, I cannot buy a lucid gem. I can make shards and stones, but I can't get the gem. Ridiculous. Alright, well, I reckon Notice Ultima's weapon and strength are at 13. Yes, for Organization 13, I suppose. Alrighty. I think I am going to end this morning's stream there. I know it was like a bit of a, you know, just a low tier sort of just going through the grind of, you know, Kingdom Hearts, but frankly, that's what happens most days when I'm not streaming and I'm playing video games, is I'm going to go for these sorts of like just grind sessions and what have you. So it's either going to be that or catching up on any games that are currently on my backlog. But I've since dropped Atomic Heart. I'm no longer interested in Atomic Heart. The story, like, feels predictable, and I'm not a huge fan of the player. So it's going to be that. Now, before you all leave, though, I would like to see who is online and see if I can raid into them. I wonder if Blue Foxy Nicey Icy is streaming right now. That would be cool. Let's see, are they right now? Let's see, we got Dead Anthro, we got Yislith. Where is Blue Foxy? Are you not streaming, Blue? No, Blue is not streaming right now. Ah. The Infernal. Man. Too early. It's 11. I streamed for 3 hours. I went overtime as well. Alrighty. Let's have a look. What is Yislith? Alright, so we got Yislith. What are they doing right now? So they're talking about touching grass. What about Dead Anthro? What is... He's playing a fish. He's playing a fish game. Plus, this bull here, sometimes he shows his nipples, which I am very much angry about. Let's see, what kind of redeems does he have? Opine. Flexible, Mario level complete. He's got a number of different things. Alright, let's see. Then we've got Miss Jackie, we got Whiskey, we got Shia. Funtime Stream Kind. We got the Squirrel Girl. Got Canadian Dragon. There's a lot of people. How dare? Yeah, how dare Dead Anthro just have fucking nipples available on stream? It's just the absolute degeneracy of them. Alright, what's Jackie doing? Don't know what that game is. Then Squirrel Girl is doing some sort of VR thingy-majiggy. Alright, Canadian Dragon is about to start their stream. Looks like... Hopefully they'll start in like the next 15 seconds. And it looks like they're going to be playing a little bit of Minecraft. I think that might be a good one to throw you guys into. Just because, you know, it's the evening for a lot of peeps. Maybe you want something relaxing. So... Canadian Dragon. And... Let's go for... Let's just go for a different kind of message. Let's see, so... GrantZeebs gun, and... Give us all your diamonds. I keep typing in hold up instead of gun because I've since changed my message. All right, let's get a raid started. And this is going to be our raid message since they're going to be playing Minecraft shortly is give us all your diamonds. Should be good. Should be fun. Let's see. Yep, they're on the start of their screen right now, so that should be good. And yeah, all I have to say is thank you everyone who came along to tonight's this morning's stream. I greatly appreciate it. I'll try to have a proper game to play or something or rather than, you know, just doing a oh, let's just go for a little grind and make it extra boring for you. So I'll try to get a new game for Sundays next time, especially since we're about to finish Kingdom Hearts 3 from the looks of it. I know there's some new games out, but there's some old ones that are in my backlog. If you feel like supporting, subs and any gifts within Throne are greatly appreciated. If you want to keep up to date, follow me on catch up on Discord or follow me on Twitter. I'll come up with a better script next time, but in future, we'll figure out something better. But in the meantime, we're going to go raid into Canadian Dragon. Bye for now.